The U.S. lost 8.7 million jobs as a result of the recession. When it comes to jobs, we get the problem. We need more of them. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects that the U.S. economy will add more than 20 million new jobs between 2010 and 2020. What type of jobs are being created? Many of the fastest growing occupations fall into the low-wage, low-skill category. Richard Florida is a professor at the University of Toronto's Rotman School of Management. He's also a senior editor at The Atlantic. Richard, welcome back to the show. You say the only solution is to turn low-wage jobs into higher-wage jobs, which sounds like a great solution. How do you do such a thing?
Well, you know, Ali, of those 20 million jobs we're going to create, according to the U.S. Labor Department, out to 2020, which is a good thing. It's going to replace many of the jobs we lost. But half of those jobs are what we call low-wage, low-skill service jobs. They're in personal and home health care, the people who take care of us and our aging parents or take care of our kids. They're in retail sales. They're in food service and preparation. And the conversation in America is twofold right now. We have to create more knowledge jobs and give our people more skills and education. On the one hand, the president's doing that. And we have to upskill and upgrade and bring back manufacturing jobs. Well, if we do all of that, all of those things, we'll end up creating 8 or 9 million good jobs.
Right.
Then we have 10 million bad jobs. So it seems to me the other side of the jobs problem that the president's not talking about, the Congress isn't talking about, our business leaders aren't talking about, is how to make those low-wage, low-skilled jobs good jobs. And here I think the solution is very simple.
Tell me.
If you look at
I'm wondering what you do, because we still need home health care aides. We still need people to serve food and to do these things. So what do you do?
Well, if you look at what makes a good job in America, and we did this, my research team at the University of Toronto and me, we dug into the numbers that the Bureau of Labor Statistics provide, and we looked at what are the skills, what are the basic skills that a worker needs to do to get those wages up. So for those knowledge jobs that we talk about, those professional jobs, those technical jobs that pay 70 grand or more a year, the good jobs,
right.
We know that if you add more knowledge skill, cognitive skill, analytical skill, wages go up. If you add more what we call social intelligence skill, team building, leadership, the ability to work well with others, to develop others, wages go up. You know what? When we look at the data, those same two skills, you add more analytical skill, you add more social intelligence skill to a service job, the wages in that job go up steeper and faster than they do for a knowledge job.
But ultimately, don't we have to control how much those wages go up? Otherwise, we end up paying too much for things that we assume that we pay less for?
Well, I think this is the false dilemma in American life. You know, in the 1920s, when my dad worked in a factory, started working in a factory, he had a terrible job. He made low wages. It took 9 people, my grandmother and grandfather and 7 siblings of my father and his siblings, to make a family wage. We made manufacturing jobs good jobs in this country. They weren't always good jobs.
Right.
How did we do it? We allowed people to form unions. We allowed productivity to grow up, but we paid more for our cars. What did Henry Ford say? And we have to enable the people who make the cars to buy the cars. We have to let them, we pay more for the car, their wages go up. If we want to be a civil society, a just society, and I believe a productive and growing society, if we want to stoke that fire of demand and get demand up that's going to allow America to grow and prosper again, yeah, we're all going to have to pay a little more for that person who prepares our food, who takes care of us in a restaurant, who takes care of our lawn. And you know what, the way I phrase it, and I hope folks listening in or viewing this get it, who would you rather pay more? The person who builds your car, who's likely making those components in China, or the person who takes care of your children or your ailing parent or the person who prepares your food? I think we as Americans have to be prepared to pay a little bit more for the services we get. It's going to benefit service workers. It's going to create more demand. It's going to drive our economy forward.
Those are the intellectual underpinnings that we use when we talk about why minimum wages should be higher than they are. So it's a good argument, and we hope people will tweet some responses to your comments and this discussion. Richard, always good to see you. Thanks very much.